Welcome everyone. Ep6 of Show Me Your Medals coming live on a Friday night because this is what we do at our age.
So as good as it gets, yeah.
The days of Friday nights at Times Square are long, long gone. Well, maybe not for Will, but definitely for me and Bo.
Saying that, yeah, I did go to Times Square. I think we mentioned this a few months ago. It was horrible going there. I felt. I think it might have been.
It's got
Actually, it was the panda thing. It was that Andrew guy's never been, and you took him to pop his Times Square virginity, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
It was horrible being there. Just felt like the oldest guy there for some reason.
You probably was. Guy that probably was. Younger, think like, oh my god, what are these granddads doing in clubbing, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's exactly what I went and done.
Yeah, past life, but now, yeah, our Friday nights are like this.
Cool.
So you might be thinking the youngsters that are watching, that's never going to happen to me. That's what we said.
Life comes at you fast, man. Life comes at you fast. You think, well, this guy's 10 years older than me, and then when you pass 10 years later, you're thinking, oh, maybe he weren't that old back then. You think?
Well, my son's 5 in a couple of weeks, so that's crazy for me to even imagine.
We were talking about like us in the chat just the other day about us being old and dinosaurs. What was the example? Oh, that's it.
Consoles,
gaming generations. Yeah, gaming generations. It's mad. And I was in a school and they had a whole board of the like old consoles, and then like as if they're ancient.
But they're not old for you, are they?
But they are fatal. But then it's liking how I liken an Atari. Like an Atari for me is super ancient, old.
That was my first one. That was the first console.
I played it during later, but Atari when I think like that one joypad, that one stick and the one button, that thing. And then
I think it was 2 buttons though.
Is it? No, so it's one red button. One button, and then it has the 4 suction things, and you pull it on, and you clamp it on the table, and then actually it's got a button on top of the joystick and the button. So that is,
has to be
ancient.
I had one of them.
I used to. So actually, I don't know if we should do it for later, but I guess we're in topic. What was your first sort of console or video game or whatever computer?
The one that my dad bought was an Atari, but he was more of a PC gamer. Yeah, so we had like Pac-Man on those big 3 inch. Was it 3 inch? No, 5 inch discs. Those floppy discs, 5 inch floppy discs. I don't know if you remember them, Bo.
I don't know.
They were that big. And then,
shit, I do. The black.
It's the really flat one. It's like a vinyl, and you slot it in, and you twist the thing so that it stays in. And then you had the hard 3 inch ones. That I remember one time my dad installing something. It might have been Windows, and there were like 50 odd little floppy disks. I was like, had to put one in and then one out to install. It took like literally 2-3 hours to install Windows onto a PC. But yeah, that's my first memories of having a console, and it was usually PC gaming that my dad would be on as well.
I've always been around console because obviously my brother and sisters, so they're much older than me. So the SNES was one, the cartridges, the original SNES with
your first one. That was your first. Console.
The first console I was around. Like my first console that was my literally my own was the N64. Okay. Before that, I've been around the SNES, been around the Super Famicom. The Super Famicom days when you go Hong Kong, you buy all the pirate. You used to have the floppy disk. You used to get a machine and you put it on top of the Super Famicom, and then there's literally a floppy disk that is reading that thing, and then you have all the games under the sun. Those are that. That's Super Famicom, and then obviously PS1 again was still my brother's. I didn't really play it. PS1 was the Final Fantasy 7. That's when my brother was addicted to that. Actually, no, I did start playing that, and then I football on that, Gran Turismo 2, and then
best game.
Yeah, Gran Turismo 2 was best game. Getting your driving license and all that. Yeah. There's that one where
gold medals, gold trophies only, man.
You have to break in the box in a certain amount of time, and that was jokes. And then my first proper console that was mine was the N64. that I bought like kind of ourselves.
So all that stuff is still quite recent because I'm going back to like sort of Will's era, and like my first one was a Spectrum. Where you had
what is that?
That's gone. That's past that. Like,
what is that?
It's one of the games used to be on cassette.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Nah, mate, you're showing your age, man. You little dinosaur.
I know.
But
No,
like, for example,
you put the game in a cassette player.
Yeah.
That's connected to the computer, and then you used to download from the cassette player. Yeah. Oh, yeah,
How long did it take to load the game, man?
Yeah, you take minutes to load a game.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so Spectrum. What you talk about, an Atari, I've missed. I had no knowledge of seeing as a youngster, kind of thing.
Luckily, Atari was just a 3-inch floppy disk.
Yeah, Atari was before me, but yeah, Spectrum was like honestly, like, yeah, games used to be on cassette tape.
Crazy cartridges. Wow. I think the first one I personally owned myself that I bought was PS2. I had the PS1 bought for me. I had it chipped, so every time my dad went to Hong Kong, he'd buy me all the like fan button games.
That was like
the thing to do.
Hong Kong was the place to go for that because when I remember I had the Game Gear, and then like you used to go to Hong Kong, you'd buy like 100, like 10 games in one cartridge, that sort of thing. All obviously illegal, but you can't.
All those games were shit though. All you did, you have 100 games, look good, but all of them were like proper crap, and you go back to the same games like thingy.
I know. That reminds me, have you seen those? Because after that chat, I did a bit of research. Have you seen that USB stick you can buy that's got like 20,000 games?
For what? What
retro games?
No. Like, now you could get it now.
Yeah. It's about £30. USB drive a stick. You plug it in, and then it loads like all the old SNES, Mega Drive.
But what you play it on? What platform do you play it on? Your PC, you mean?
No, you just plug it into your TV.
Your TV?
Oh.
And you get,
but how do you? What, do they have a controller with?
Yeah.
USB?
It's basically got this fake or rip off PS2 controllers.
Oh, okay.
So you're gonna get one?
I think £30. It's all right, but it's got like 20,000 games and stuff like that.
Yeah,
all the retro games.
It sounds better than it probably is. Like you 20,000 games, like 19,999. You know,
what's that brick? What's that one called?
Tetris.
Oh, yeah,
no. Okay.
Yeah, Tetris and all that. But yeah.
But Dave, your gaming era is finished now. So what's your most recent console then?
My last console.
Yeah, that you've had. So you don't remember, do you?
I think my last console.
PS2?
No, was Mega Drive.
No way.
And you stopped playing? Not stopped playing. Yeah, you stopped.
So you're not a gamer? No, you play PC games.
After Mega Drive, like it started the PlayStation era.
Yeah.
By then, or I was already at uni, and then obviously you just go to your friends to play PS2.
So obviously N64 era, you played it at friends' house, but never had one. Kind of.
Never had one. No.
But you played it, yeah.
Yeah, I played it. Yeah.
You got like
GoldenEye.
Yeah, GoldenEye and Mario Kart.
Golden Gun.
Yeah. Okay, so you played it, but you never.
And Mario Kart. That's the first edition of Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
That's it. Yeah.
So basically, I was jumping into our gaming era where Dave, you're coming out of it. You know what I mean? This is for my first console that I had. I bought it, and you kind of.
Yeah, because Mega Drive was still around, but it was on its way out by then.
Yeah, Mega Drive. Yeah, that was Mega Drive and SNES generation was together.
Yeah.
Then the PS1
came out. And then my brother had an Xbox. So after that era, I didn't need to own the console because everyone else had one. So it wasn't. Yeah, and then I got into PC gaming when the PC games were starting to get better. So yeah.
What's that one we play usually? Command and Conquer.
Command and Conquer.
Yeah, that Command and Conquer.
Red Alert was what we first started with. Red Alert 2.
Yeah.
Good old days.
Those
Command and Conquer games were sick back then.
Back then, yeah. Even back then, I used to play with my brother and sister-in-law, and just play free map attack. Yeah, man, you spend 2 hours. We used to play it differently to us. We used to have like like we do a 1 hour of just setting up our army.
I know.
And then we're like, no attacking, like don't attack for an army. And then when we're ready, we just our whole battle.
Man.
That's how the whole gaming thing started. Will was Command and Conquer, and then it evolved to Age of Empires.
Yeah,
we started that Command and Conquer before COVID, and then we moved on to Age of Empires. So yeah,
it's a good game.
Those are sick.
All right, what
digressed a bit there, but
no, that's fine. That's what we're doing today. We've got no football to talk about. We said we got no football to talk about. You want to talk about the England manager, no?
England manager, Thomas Tuchel.
What's gone there? So what's your thoughts? Do you like it or not?
Me personally, I do. Like he's got experience, both domestic and internationally in different leagues as well. He's a winner, whereas the others that you've seen
he's got medals basically. He's got medals.
Yeah, he's got medals. He's proven track record. Although that Bayern season, was Alonso that good, or was it just Tuchel not being at his best? I think Tuchel's got something about him. He's got tactical nous. So,
but obviously that's like on the CV paper why he looks good. But what about the whole topic of him being German? Do you think that's a thing? Do you think it should be a thing? Obviously, to you, it's probably not a thing. But can you understand why it is a thing?
I can understand why it is a thing, but it's a modern era now. If you look at the top managers, in Man City manager Guardiola, he's in an English league, battering everyone. Like, why can't? I know it's national. It's a national thing. I do like the idea of keeping it an English manager, but we've always had in the past. We had Capello, we've had Sven, rest his soul, and they've not been bad. I still think there shouldn't be anything in it, my eyes.
I don't know. I think.
Go on.
I think it shows. Ideally, an ideal world, like you said, if the manager can be English and they're good enough, then you keep it there. But I think we're at the grim reality where all the English managers are not good enough. You get me? And it's at a point where there's no point giving it to a crap manager just because he's English and ticks that box. So now they've broadened their search out. Do you get what I mean? But like I joked in our chat, I think it is. I think anyone but a German almost. Do you know what I mean? Because of the deep rootedness of England and the Germany rivalry.
Has it been? It used to be like back in the 90s, 80s, 90s. It was massive back then. But I think in recent times,
when you're talking about 1890s, you're still talking about in football terms, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking it broader in the terms of the whole. Like you go back to Germany, like World War, England, Churchill, all of that rivalry. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Not rivalry, but that deep rootedness, and I think that's where it kind of comes from as well. You get me? And then it's kind of like, well, you can't be bringing up these things, but some things like nationalistic, whatever the word is, needs to remain. And by the way, I'm okay with it because I'm not too fussed. I'm not even English. You get what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I can feel for some people like it don't feel right. It just doesn't feel right. And even though you're saying, but it's football, you shouldn't think about it. But again, like it's like saying all rivalries eventually will die, right? But like you can't have a Japanese manager in charge of China. Do you get what I'm trying to say? If you took it like that, you just can't. It just can't happen. Do you get what I mean? And then not so much. This ain't war related, but
that's different, man.
No,
that's different. You've got the politics in that, but you are talking about football right now, where you've got like things like kick it out. And how we're driving,
but
the direction of football, where there's no creed or whatever.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But can you ever see a Japan person being manager of China?
Never in the history.
It won't happen because of the deep rootedness of the political thing that's happened. But for the England German thing, it almost doesn't really exist anymore.
It doesn't, but it kind of. I feel like deep down, it still does, though. I mean, but that's not to say, we see,
No, because
times have changed. I'm saying certain things in history kind of stay like that. You can't
it's
have
the same. Yeah, it's the same with China and Japan. They're in the same world war, so it's the same time difference. You know,
I can almost kind of see a little bit different because think about it, I say China. I mean, because culturally, like Chinese people and the history and Asian, they're just more. They hold on to that hysterical, I don't know, superstitions or beliefs more, right? That kind of thing. So it's like you can't even to the point where. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Even to the point where, as a Chinese people, even our old generation would be like, you can't even like marry a Japanese person. Do you get me? That's proper no, right? Whereas I'm sure a German person and no English people can start getting together. Do you get me? It's not frowned upon that way. So I'm not saying they can't mix. I'm just saying it doesn't. It just feels weird. It just feels, can an Argentinian be manager of a Brazilian team? I mean, that's not even about war. It's just this is more just rivalries.
Their rivalry is different though.
Yeah, that's a football rivalry. Okay, fine.
That's a deep-rooted football rivalry for God knows how long. That's different. Football rivalry for me, for England, Germany, was just the 80s, 90s, or even pre that. Even pre that, yeah.
But for 80s and 90s, that's from the World War, though.
That is true.
That did not happen naturally.
The whole hatred of that becomes from that.
Yeah,
it's just.
But
I like the appointment, by the way. I like the appointment because I'm saying at this point, there's no one else quite good enough, especially free. He should get the job, and you can't turn him away just because he's German. That's that's just almost silly. But I'm saying maybe that this is where the rejection comes from a lot of people.
There's going to be some the supporters of England that won't be happy. That 100% won't be happy with this appointment.
Yeah. You know,
it'll be a small percentage
for sure.
But that's because of what happened. But I actually think it's a good appointment. You know, I think him being German is a sticking point, but I can understand why some people would find it offensive. Just like if there's if they made like Nakata Japan manager, China manager, yeah. But I think he's an elite coach. I think he's got definitely the tactical awareness and knows how to win, and I think that's what's been lacking from Southgate. But I think it's a good appointment. If we just purely want to win a trophy, which I think England are now, forget everything else.
We've got the players to.
Yeah, they just want to win it, and they've got the players to do it. This is their best shot in 18 months' time to go out and win it. And
honestly,
no excuses. No excuses. You've got the best man.
They've got the team now, and they've got a manager. So, if anything, you're going into that World Cup and you think, actually, this is the one. Because back then, there's always they've got a team, but they haven't got the manager, that kind of thing. Whereas now, it's like all the stars have aligned. Do you get me? Now they just need to go and show it. And if he does, the thing is, it's pretty hard. Because I said Gareth Southgate's gone to all those finals, two
semi-finals,
match that
final. And
then, go that one step beyond.
Don't forget, you had the luckiest draws ever going into those finals.
But you still had to play the matches.
No, of course. But I felt, if we had an elite coach in that position, then it wouldn't. England's story would be different. And I think I've mentioned this before. I watched this game with Tuchel once against Liverpool against Chelsea. He changed something at half time.
Yeah.
I realised he got battered after 10 minutes and then changed it again. So for me, he's got the bravery to make decisions and change things. Not like Gareth, who's like fucking waiting to the 89th minute to bring fucking Tony on, and luckily he did something.
Everything I'm seeing about him online and analysis is that when he came against those big teams, he actually put on a tactical masterclass. You get what I mean? He always played it differently, and he did certain things, and he kind of nullified the threat of those bigger teams. Don't know what his record is, but supposedly it's pretty good against the top teams as well.
And so I think ideal world, you want to do this, but I think a lot of countries still have their own person, like nationality as manager, like Spain always had.
Not a lot. Spain has always. Yeah, Spain has always had.
Only notable one.
France do.
France do. To be honest, I think a lot of them still stick with their own.
Yeah.
The only one that hasn't right now is Belgium. Belgium's got Martinez.
Yeah.
But in general, I think majority.
I thought Martinez is with Portugal.
Portugal. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
I meant Portugal. Yeah. He moved from Belgium. Sorry, to Portugal. Portugal one without that. But no, Dave. I think actually a lot of people still stay on their own. Like think about it. I'm sure Argentina, Brazil is always Brazilian, Argentinian. And then
this is England. Yeah. This is England's only third non-English manager, so 3 is not a lot in grand scheme of things. So
the problem is, what English manager? You're telling me there were names in the hat were Graham Potter, Eddie Howe, as the England Lee. He's not even English. Lee Carsley. He's Irish, isn't he? So, like, you had these managers in, and you're weighing with Tuchel. It's massive difference. Tuchel's a modern manager at the end of the day.
He's far better than them. He's far better. He's far better. He's got more experience. He's won more things. Okay. Looking beyond the fact he's German, he's the best man for the job. And in some way, that's probably I know that won't please a lot of people, but you can't get over the fact that he's better than the list that we had or the current list. I don't think there's no England manager who's up there with Tuchel.
Do you think we tried for Klopp? Oh, sorry. Do you think we tried for Klopp?
Yeah. Do you know the funny thing is, some of the naysayers about Tuchel being German and not liking it. If Klopp came in, they actually would embrace him more than Tuchel. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know why. Like, it kind of makes sense. It's just this Klopp's character. Do you get what I mean? They would actually forego that German bit a lot more if it was Klopp than they are.
I agree with that. I would 100% agree with that.
It's a strange one, but it just kind of like, I don't know. He just gets more credit or something in the bank because of his character. With
and what he's done with Liverpool, pulled them from the. Well, Dave should know. He pulled them from the darkness.
It was managing for 9 years, where Tuchel only did what 1.5 at Chelsea.
Yeah.
So that's probably why if Tuchel was at Chelsea for 10 years, let's say, then you might get the same sort of reception.
Did Tuchel win anything with Chelsea?
I think
he did.
Won the Champions League.
He took over for Lampard, exactly the same team, and he won the Champions League. Yeah, and it's got to finals, and for me, then that just proves he's good at one-off games as well, not just the league, but one-off games he knows.
Do you think he'll sing the national anthem?
No.
Should he?
100%.
Should he?
No.
He shouldn't.
He's German.
He shouldn't have to. He shouldn't have to. Surely.
I feel like again, it makes sense that he don't. But this is why it is frowned upon to employ him then, because how are you going to manage your team and not sing their national anthem? You get what I mean? And why not? Why is he not singing it? Because he's German. You get what I mean? If he was I don't know.
Even if did Fabio Capello sing the national anthem?
I don't know. He might have. I need to find
Sven?
Did he or not? Sven might have. Don't know. I'm not sure.
Actually, Sven might have, but I don't think the foreign managers that we had did sing for the national anthem.
2 examples of it then. Okay, fine. Maybe I'm just nitpicking.
They're the only 2 examples, no?
Yeah, I'm saying, maybe I'm saying I'm nitpicking, but I feel like they should. I feel like if you're gonna take the job, it needs to be almost a requirement. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's like
no.
I don't think so.
No,
I think so.
Then I
think so. Like, if you're gonna manage, if the Japanese guy gonna manage China, you better learn the Chinese anthem, mate. Start busting it out.
Yeah, I can see why it's divided people, as opposed to another nationality. And any other nationality would have been fine, right?
Yeah. If he wins medals,
no one would care.
It don't matter. It don't matter, man. He'll be like God in the football world, in English football fable.
I think that's why the FA did it. At the end of the day, right? They just want to win something, right?
If he wins the World Cup, right, they need to build a statue and put it right next to Winston Churchill. High five together. Like that. Both of them, side by side. They can be like this together. That's world peace, mate.
Hey,
World
imagine that.
Return to the grave.
peace.
Funny you say that. I went to see Winston Churchill's house last
Oh
weekend.
yeah, theatre, right?
No, his actual house in. It's not far. From
I thought it was a theatre thing you're talking about.
Where was it in Somerset?
no, it's not far. It's in Chartwell.
Well, what are you doing?
It's half an hour from me.
No, as in, I was not a tour. You just went over there.
No, it's like a museum tour. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But is his at house? You just walk through his house, like where he sat.
You go through his house. You see his gardens, and it's like he owned quite a bit of land, so it's quite nice just visiting. And fun fact, he was a very good painter as well. So,
All right.
yeah. But I threw it out there because you're just talking about Churchill, and there's there's a statue of him and his wife, and a statue of Churchill in the town, so that's quite fun. But yeah,
I've got a good question that following from the football. Like, do you think it's harder managing international or club football? What do you think is harder?
Harder should be international. I only say that because you don't get much time with them. You only as a club, like you're there every day. Your philosophy and what you want to coach them is down to you, right? If they're crap, you need to be improving. You see them every day. International, you only see them. I don't know, once a quarter, and then you only get once every 2 years or sometimes 4 years or whatnot, a chance to kind of prove something. Do you know what I mean? So.
Depends if you get like a golden era as well.
But even if you get a golden era, it's still difficult because it's like it's so hard to kind of, like you said, you need luck and that skill and the draw and all of that. Like tournament football, straight. That's, you could be great and then you just you can't. The goalkeeper has a blinding day. You get me, and then you're out.
Yeah.
Whereas club football, it's a league. You know what I mean? Like Man City or Arsenal can lose a few games and then and then just work through that, and then you get the FA Cup, you got another cup, and then as soon as you come second on the league, you could go again and try again. I don't know, so should be international, right? In terms of percentages of trying to win something.
Yeah, I think so, especially because there's only like a major tournament every 2 years, so you don't have that luxury of going again like next year.
Right, you got games sprinkled. Look at this week. We've got bloody Nations League and whatever. Like last week, you get games sprinkled in every year, mate.
I don't know.
That's the preparation time, isn't it? Surely
it's games, but the tournament is you have to wait every 2 years. I don't know. I think you don't. I think
it is a tough job being an international manager for sure.
And also,
I don't know if we've
even though
lost
you've got like the pick of England, you don't necessarily still have the players that you want, if that makes sense. Whereas in the club, you can go if you're Pep, you can go and buy whoever you want. But if Pep was manager of Spain, even though he got a decent team, he can't have Haaland, right? He's working with what he's got. Even though he's got the best of the country, he's working with what he's got.
Yeah, I guess international coach, you're very limited in your resources.
Yeah.
What you can do.
Yeah, and even like if you manage a dog shit nation like Scotland or Republic of Ireland, man, you fucking got no chance, right? Yeah. Well, what have you got to work with?
That's true. It's got to be them, isn't it?
I don't know. Like, as club football, there's I think there's always you got probably more resource. That you can have that fairy tale where someone buys you like Wrexham and then you can get promoted. But look at San Marino; they're never ever going to be any good.
They got their first win like last month or something like that.
Was it a draw or win? Was it a draw or win?
They won. I think they won 1-0.
Yeah, first win ever again.
Is it first one ever? Yeah. Oh, that's,
the players playing that day will be in folklore in that country.
If you're manager of San Marino, you're screwed. Like you can't do anything.
Even if you're Pep, innit?
Even you're Pep, even you're Pep.
True.
You're never gonna get anywhere.
It's like you're liking it to those good F1 drivers, don't you? Give them a shit car, they can't do nothing. You know what I mean? Give them a shit team, you can't do nothing. So it's like that.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's the thing about. Well, I don't watch F1 anymore, but I used to. But yeah, you know, everyone says, "Oh yeah, who's the best driver?" It's hard to say because depend.
If they were all in the same car, it'd be a different story.
Yeah.
Then
we can ask Sat. He'll tell us who's the best driver.
No bias. Your mate's that, yeah.
Your mate's that. Even though Hamilton is having a mare in Mercedes, he'll still say he's the best driver. But then
he has been having a mare with Mercedes.
Yeah, but then is that him or the car?
Hard. It's proven.
It has to be the car. Yeah. Has to be the car design and everything, because most of the F1 cars are slightly different in their own way.
Yeah. That's why they say Formula E is more pure, because most of the cars are not too dissimilar.
But it's just the glitz and the glam's not there, though, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But just to finish that off, do you think club football is harder than?
No, I've always thought international was harder, but it just poses a question. But I like if you want to play devil's advocate, then definitely there's a lot more pressure I feel in club football, because you're given all these resources, or especially the Premier League at the very least, you're given all the resources to challenge or whatever. If you're top 6, and if you're not doing what you need to do, then the fans will come after you. Whereas international football, there's not less pressure. Obviously, there is pressure because obviously you've not won the World Cup or a piece of silverware for God knows how many years, and you want to do it. So I don't know. Is it equal pressure? It's different pressures in different ways. I just sometimes feel like club managers are on the chopping block more easily.
Yeah, 100%. Everything we just said, like there's more games, but then more games means more results and more of a sample of whether you get rid of them or not. Do you know what I mean? Like you play 10 games and you crap, you're out of here. Whereas the World Cup, you're gonna go wait for 4 years to see how they do. You know what I mean? But yeah, all right,
lovely.
Yeah. So
there's no prediction or fantasy football, so that's all cut out. We're incidentally all in black, but it's not for the reason.
What's the Pro Hong Kong? White or black? Black, wasn't it?
What's the what?
Pro Hong Kong.
Pro Hong Kong is black.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always get confused which one's which.
Yeah, because the white t-shirts were beating up the
white tees were the
gangsters,
the
supposed gangsters.
Kids' friends were the ones going to the train station beating them up. Yeah.
What? Any hot topics?
Or
hot questions?
What Dave was talking about when we came about the Liam Payne death, isn't it? Why is it such headline news?
Yeah, I'm shocked that it's like big headlines.
But it is though.
I've been educated.
Yeah, everyone's released a statement. Like the Prime Minister's released a statement. All those football teams released a statement. Yeah, everyone under the sun has. Like I said to you, it's big, man. Like I don't know if it's as big as them, but it feels like they're like the modern day era Beatles, that kind of thing. And he's young as well. Like he's top. I mean, they figured out.
How old was he?
31.
31, yeah.
31. That's not age to die, man. That's just like young. It's like. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, 31. It's just
definitely sad news.
It's proper young. You know what I mean? It's mad though. The only thing I would say, like I was saying, like he obviously died because he's off his head, right? Or like he's drugs kind of thing.
Did you hear the transcript of the?
The hotel worker, yeah.
Yeah, the hotel, yeah.
They even predict, said they were worried. I guess they named it.
They're worried they're gonna do something. Yeah.
But what I mean is that he must be.
There's a balcony.
Yeah. He said, you know that guy. He's so drugged. You know those people that's off the head. Like it might sound silly, but he probably doesn't even realize he's dead. If that makes sense, you know what I mean? Like he had no sense of fear. You know, a little bit. If we're about to die, and we thought like we'll be scared, kind of thing. And we'll start thinking, shit, this is our last moment.
Like that time he was on the boat.
Like time on the boat, you start thinking, shit, this is it. Is this going to be it? And you have that fear. You start thinking, and all of that. Whereas if you're so high like that, imagine like being that drunk, and then you're dead. The next thing you don't. Like, I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but literally, he doesn't even know he's dead. That kind of thing. He just went from druggy to bye, that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to say it's like a great death.
Like, there's no realization of that that coming, right? Because if he's that far off his head, then you're never gonna be thinking, oh, the next thing I do is the thing I'm gonna pass away from that.
Yeah. Because this one, it's not even an accident. It's not. I don't think he was drunk or like high and drunk and then stumbled. His one's literally like so high that he probably just wee. Do you know what I'm gonna say? That kind of thing. That's how like FW is. It's mad though because his girl left only flew away 2 days ago. That kind of thing. Went home. So she must be going through like a lot of shit. Like imagine the guilt you have to live with because you have that sense of shit. I could have.
Why would she be guilty? Why would she feel
She's not guilty, but you have the sense of if she stayed, things would be different. Do you get what I'm saying? Imagine like getting touched with. We was on holiday. Like I was on holiday with either of you, and then I flew home, and then some shit happened. I would be like, but I should have stayed. Do you get me? You mean it's like that? So it's yeah. He
does have a conscience.
Yeah. It's like that one night you were in Vegas on your own. We should have left
shit can happen, man. Shit can happen.
True.
But it comes down to the biggest question. Do you not think like it's sad though? Like to reach that height of superstardom and then to lose your life is the balance of you're better off not having fulfilled your dreams and became a superstar. Because the fact is, if he was a normal person, he wouldn't be dead. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because he wouldn't have been on like those drugs and all of that. It's the money and it's the money and
access to it all.
Yeah, that leads you to that because you've got nothing else in your life. Like look at Conor McGregor. Do you get what I mean?
That guy's a nut as well.
No, but he was always a knobhead, regardless of whether he's famous or not.
You're right. But if you're a knobhead with money, you become a monster knobhead. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas if you're a knobhead with no money, you're just a chav. Do you know what I mean? So it's like that.
On the subject of Conor McGregor, now that you brought it up, did you see the video where he was at a party and there was this girl who's won a title? And then he was starting to get into the groove, and then he realized a moment where my wife's here.
It's more funny because he looks at her and then he pulls her hair to demonstrate this is what I was doing. Like, I was only mucking about, and he pulls his hair like the guy's he's a menace, man. But him and Liam Payne's drug abuse is similar, like the cocaine, because you can see all the interviews that Liam was doing. He's off his head, not off his head as bad as Conor, but he's fidgety, he's not coherent, he's not making sense. He's goner, man. And it's sad because him actually before all of that, if you looked at him and his family background and just kind of judging by a person's look, he's very well-rounded guy. You get what I mean? He seems quite pleasant. You know what I mean? And then his family background, like 2 sisters, his parents are seem nice. They're still in work and all that. Again, judging of their young, they look really nice. And if, like I keep saying, if he weren't a superstar, if he didn't make that fame, he'll just be a regular lad. And it's the balance of that, man. It's crazy.
Fame and fortune, the pros and cons, right?
But throughout history, there's always been that sort of link, hasn't there? There's loads of people that commit suicide, drugs, drink, fame. So,
Sharon Osbourne said, like the industry has failed him. Do you think?
I was about to say that.
Yeah. So, do you think that?
I don't think he has because
you have your own responsibility.
Yeah, what responsibility is the music industry meant to do? Like give you a nanny or something?
Yeah. Like I said, I get what she's saying. I get it comes down to what I'm saying, like about the whole. You reach that superstardom and leads to your death. So that's what she's saying. The industry has failed you, but yeah, you're right. It hasn't because, like, for every one of him, there's loads of successful people. Like, do you want that success or not? Do you get what I mean? They've made success. They're rich, and then they've lived a normal life. You get what I mean? You're only going to go off the rails if you're of that type of person, right? And what can you do? Yeah, you can't be like babysitting these people, right? Here's your money. Here's your wealth. Go do what you want with it, and hopefully you use it properly. But someone like him is not in it.
Yeah, but
are we being a little bit harsh around that
No,
in a way.
because
Like in your own employment, do you not?
It's who you surround yourself with as well.
Yeah,
because obviously he must have friends and family, and they, maybe this sounds easy. They can get help for him, or he's got the money to get help, right? If he had a drug and drink problem, which everyone knew he had, there's help that he can seek for that, right? The responsibility can't be on the industry to look after all these people. That's not. It is. You want fame and fortune. This is it. This is it, and you have to deal with it.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, it's a sad story, but I don't have sympathy in a sense that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not overly sympathetic. Just like you chose the path you lived in it, like especially him as well. In terms of the drugs and that's like drug abuse and all of that. That's quite bad. If it was a different one where like a lot, the South Korean superstars when they commit suicide due to pressure and all of that, that one's a bit more like, oh, crap. Maybe things could have been different. Whereas this Liam Payne one, he's like I said from the beginning, he literally off his head and kind of went for a Superman jump, So yeah.
Wait, do we know that's what he did?
That's my interpretation of the event.
Oh, okay.
It's either it's either that he's definitely on drugs. He's definitely on cocaine, by the way. That's confirmed. So then it's either that he was like stumbling and fell over, or my interpretation of it that he's so high, and then obviously he smashed the room around, so he's kind of gone loopy, and it's just like, oh look. I mean, I don't know. Have you ever been that drunk where you could be like, you just thinking stupid stuff, man? Like you get me, like, oh, I'm gonna jump over that railing. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Oh, I'm just gonna spin around on this stool.
Silly stuff like that because your head's gone. You know what I mean? You know what? That was like a Conor McGregor moment. I forgot my missus was there. Will let me get this stool. You get what I mean?
I was sweating for you.
Mate. My head. You get me? Off here. So anyway, back to my interpretation is that he's so off his head that he just went for a jump. That's how I see it.
Okay.
It could be that he stumbled and fell over. Do you know what I mean?
But the balcony is. I mean, I would imagine the balcony railings would be of a sufficient height for you not to be able to do that.
Which bit? Stumble over or jump over?
Stumble all over.
Exactly. That's what I'm playing at. I'm saying accidents do happen, but that kind of accident is very rare. Do you get what I mean? People do get drunk and all of that, but generally you stay alive. You get what I mean? So that's why for me, he went for a little dive. Do you know what I mean? And yeah.
Which is sad in itself, but yeah. Don't do drugs, innit?
Don't do drugs, man. Don't get famous and don't do drugs. You know what I mean? Stay normal and stay poor and struggle through life. But at least you're alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you are famous and you are going to do drugs, do it on the ground floor. Yeah.
Yes, lesson learned here. You know what I mean? Do a Conor McGregor. Just pull someone.
Not in a club with your wife. What?
Yeah, no, just it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah. That's not why we're wearing black t-shirts, by the way.
No, but it just so happened.
William all black t-shirt, that thing anyway. Yeah.
Black everything, man. Black everything. Yeah. Were there any other topics?
What's been recent in the news?
We were still waiting for your work question, Will, but I think that's a goner now. I think you completely forgotten
That's gone now. That's gone. That's long gone.
Yeah. No, that's it. We come back next week, do some homework, get some questions out.
We need to send the questions out. So,
yeah, but when you send a question out, you don't get a reply. It's like when you try to chat with a girl and you're not getting the right feeling. It gets depressing. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're like on the dating apps and you're swiping right, so right, no one swipe right. You're like, forget this, man. I can't be bothered. So yeah, give it a go though, Will. I mean, give it a go, Dave. Give it a go.
I will. I'll try.
Yeah.
I think people respect you more.
What? By blanking me? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think if that's
A short one, but hopefully
short but sweet because
some
there's no
insightful
football
stuff around Tuchel and Liam Payne. So
yeah, like, comment, subscribe. You know the deal. See you later, guys.
Peace out. Stay safe. Don't do drugs.